Hello and welcome everyone, Uncle speaking, and welcome to day 17 of our trip. In the previous episode we got stuck at the petrol station where we hoped to wait out the rain. Unfortunately, it wouldn't stop pouring, so after some time we got back on the road again. It's around 5 PM now and we are heading to a hotel, about 150 kilometers, which is 90 miles or so quite a ride ahead. The weather is shit, however, to make things better, the hotel isn't on the seaside, it's in the mountains, so we need to turn back south. And I said hotel, but it's rather accommodation because it's not even bed and breakfast. Anyways, let's go back to the topic, why are we on that road? And the reason is really simple, because it's raining on the seaside. And it's not raining, supposedly, in the mountains. And so far, it looks like that. But the more important thing is that tomorrow we are going to famous D915 road, which is called one of the most dangerous roads in the world. I highly doubt it, but we will check it out. At least we will try. The thing I'm afraid of, part of that road is unpaved, so probably we won't actually pass it. But you know what? Let's not plan for tomorrow and let's enjoy today's reality. And for now we were enjoying the views at this brilliant route. But just as we got comfortable, the road turned into something like that. Very nice, eh? To be honest, it's rather beautiful here, but we are getting hungry. So what can we do? Hold on a second, hold on. And just look at that. The dinner.
Jeszcze ja. Czyli tam na dół zjeść. To droga, Dobra. Dawaj zdjęcie.
I have to admit, that photo didn't really work out. So, we move on. We didn't get very far though, because I found a better photo spot.
Wybaczyłem miejsce.
So what you reckon? Will it be nice or not?
Jestem sobie na, prawda, mostku, jest bardzo ładnie, tylko problem w tym, że, prawda, trochę mokro i deszczyk trochę siąpi, ale ogólnie to jest bardzo ładnie, zwłaszcza tam i, prawda, tam, ale również, prawda, tam. Chociaż najfajniej jest jednak, moim zdaniem, tam. Albo sam nie wiem, kto wie.
Either way, the photo came out better, I think. Either way, just to be safe, I took a slightly wider frame to capture it all. But then we started, and just after we did it, look.
Czekaj, ja tak przejadę. Stój tam, zabierz kamerę, patrzcie w moją stronę. Nie ruszaj się. Dobra.
Magnificent shot, eh? Damn, I'm good at it. Absolutely magnificent sight, but also very Turkish at the same time.
Reflects off the past like it wants to
Told you so. But hey, I know it's not nice to accuse everyone. But you know what? Most of the drivers here just chuck their rubbish out of the window. And the result is, as you've seen it.
Our story, second love. Who knows how far this will go? Who knows how
Still though, whatever you say, the views are absolutely, well, smashing.
mysterious and strange?
But what worried us a bit was the sky because, well, according to the forecast, it shouldn't rain here, and I will emphasize it. It shouldn't, which probably means it will.
It's like a question. I think the unknown is the new frontier. What we've always been looking for was already here.
Guys, visually, it just keeps getting better and better by the minute.
Who knows how
Just look at this.
Who knows how far this will go? But through the
Oh, and finally, camels. And horses, cattle, and
strange
a rocket station. Brilliant, eh?
tears.
Alright then, it really is beautiful here, but that means it's finally time for a proper souvenir photo. There is just one big question. How to take a proper picture with that concrete slab covering all the view?
To niżej trochę.
And we carefully considered various options, including riding down there onto that bridge. Just look at that, it's very nice, right?
Tu sobie możemy stanąć. Na końcu nie wiem.
But eventually we decided that we could just stand here. Shame I blocked half of the view. Oh well, never mind. Did I already say that the views are gorgeous but the weather is kinda suspicious? So well, it really is, and I'm still riding in my jeans and a mesh jacket, bravely enduring the steadily dropping temperatures.
Cliffs and clouds, the edge of time. I chase the echoes, they run from me. A hawk screams freedom above the trees. Ride the wild winds, I feel the sky break. Through the storm, through the quake. From the desert dust to the ocean spray. Ride the wild winds on.
And we still got about 20 miles to go, so I guess there is a chance I will actually survive it.
Seaside curves, salt in the air. Waves crash loud, but I don't care.
But honestly, it's getting colder and colder and colder with every corner.
Storm clouds growl. Lightning.
So you know what? After the first drops of rain appeared, I decided enough is enough.
Patrzcie teraz na to.
And now, as we already have our waterproofs on ourselves, I really hope that it will actually happen as always. That when you're dressed in your waterproofs, it's not raining anymore.
Through the quake.
But I reckon today it's not going to work, unfortunately. Not only it was soaking wet, but the clouds blocked almost all the light and it got completely dark, almost. And then something interesting happened. We were riding towards our accommodation. Unfortunately, we used only one sat-nav. And this sat-nav decided that this is the best road we can get. What's worse, there is still 15 kilometers to go. And the surface here, it looks like a mix of tarmac with gravel. But there was more gravel, and the bikes were sliding in every direction. So, we are actually happy to see some lights. There is a civilization. So yeah, we seen shit, the bikes were sliding, and we were wet. But hey ho, we survived. And now we've got the last mile to go. But the sat-nav claimed we only got 50 meters to go. It all looks weird. But I guess it must be it. But no, another 30 meters to go, so probably up the hill here.
60, potem po lewo.
Yep, it all looked really weird, so we decided to stop here and ask few questions. It turned out that no one knew about our booking at all. After a long chat and a few calls, we figured out it needs to be in the village down the hill. And yep, it's still raining, so it's really shit. However, the village looks pretty cool if you ask me. But what is the moral of that story? Always double check with 2 different navigations, at least, because eventually you will end up in the middle of nowhere, like we did. So, there is our accommodation upstairs here, and that's the village we are in. Nothing special to be honest, but it was just 30 euros for the night, for the whole apartment. So let's look what we've got.
Dziś tu się robi, prawda, pranie. Tu jest nora obywatela numer 2. A tam na górze, tu kuchnia. A tam na górze są nory obywateli numer 3 i wszystko inne. Ale tu są luksusy. Ale, ładnie się tu urządziliście w tym waszym archeo. Tu panują bardzo sympatyczne nastroje. Zostałem powitany chlebem i solą, ale to było wcześniej, gdyż teraz już nie ma miłości. W domach z betonu. Na razie, idę po gitarę. Muzyka ponoć łagodzi obyczaje. Nara.
And that's exactly how another day of our adventure ended. Now then, it's day 18, and it turns out we are in a spot like that. Lovely, hey? Now we are heading down the hill to the village, because we are going to have a breakfast there. And by the way, you will see the road which we didn't took yesterday. Because, obviously, there was perfectly good tarmac road, which was heading towards our accommodation, of course. And look on the right. That's not our breakfast, unfortunately. And the local pub was closed, so no breakfast for us. But look over here. That's the road we missed yesterday. I mean, the main one. It was enough to stay on it to get to our accommodation. But hey ho, now let's look where we are and where we are going. We need to go back now and do the 15 kilometers back. And then we will go towards the famous route D915. Brilliant. Let's go then. Now look at the condition of this lens. It was just one dirty tunnel we did, so imagine how the bikes look like. All covered in gunk. Luckily, we realized that and we cleaned the cameras. Now, let me tell you about the breakfast story. Because, as I said, we didn't have breakfast before, so now we had very simple plan. Go to the petrol station and just grab something there. Simple, right? There was just one tiny problem here, because I was the only one who grabbed the sandwich and was ready to go. My friends in the meantime, they found a bar here and they ordered that. I wasn't happy with that, so I went to clean my bike just to learn that after the breakfast they ordered the dessert and then the coffee. So you know what? I said, screw that, I won't be waiting half an hour until you drink that fucking coffee. And off I went. And you might ask why I was so angry. Because actually, I don't like stopping on a petrol station and standing there for an hour. I would rather be in the mountains. But hey, my mates have got my location, so they will find me. Also, another thing is, I wanted to record some extra footage, but my mates were angry at me that I'm stopping every single time and filming something. So I decided, well, I will go film something and they will drink coffee. Good idea? Well, it wasn't idea, I was just angry and I did it. But hey ho, those views are already soothing my soul.
Empty roads, painted lines and leaning poles, faded signs, little towns with half-closed doors. We count clouds, name the shapes and then lose track. Sunburn maps, fold increase and let us back. Mile after mile, we chase the horizon, nothing but sky, and time on our side. We follow the curve of wherever it's guiding. Mile after mile, just letting it ride. Just keep
Right, first little tiffs in the group were bound to happen sooner or later. It all actually started a bit earlier than today. I just reached my limit now. So well, it is what it is. A good thing is I got to ride at my own pace and I'm enjoying the views. And so far it's been absolutely cracking day. Just brilliant.
We chase the horizon, nothing but sky, and time on our side. We
And as I was soaking up this beautiful day, having finally left the dual carriageway, it turned out it was a dead end leading to some sort of weird facilities like prison or whatever that was. Never mind, either way, it's still beautiful.
pulled off by the rusted signs, skipped stones till the daylight died.
And finally, I found the right place to stop and have a break.
Street lights in a distant glow, we don't need to know the road. Every turn is saying go, so we go, keep going.
I actually think that breaks in such a place are way better than on a petrol station, what you reckon? But now it's time to go towards D915, which supposedly is a gem of a road. The only issue with that, it's partially off-road, so I'm not sure if we will be able to do that. But it's just 10 kilometers to go, so I will just get there and I will wait for the lads. Because eventually they are somewhere behind me. So I'm passing rather lovely picturesque nowhere hollows, while my mates, the coffee crew, are climbing into the dual carriageway, which I left a while back. But unlike me, they've got no intention of taking any side roads, just heading straight towards D915. Fair enough, but actually I have to admit it's a nice road as well. However, I prefer the narrow tracks. And And now, my friends, the road ahead of me, that's our destination, the D915. What's interesting, you see that lorry in front of me? There is plenty of lorries here with a cement, because all that road was gravel just a few years ago. But now the civilization kicked in. Unfortunately, this part of the road is again the same as the road yesterday. An asphalt with loads of gravel on top of it. Absolutely shitty road. It's really hard to handle the bike on it. Not even mentioning filming everywhere. Luckily, it didn't last for long. But now we've got tarmac again, however you can see the condition of the road. And now it actually started to get properly wild. And I don't mean the views. The asphalt was actually terrible, but on top of that there was massive wind which was blowing bike in every direction. So maybe it doesn't look like that, but it was really a tough ride. And so I kept riding further and further, but at some point I thought, hang on, I need to stop, or I will reach the summit without my friends. So even I hated them for a while, it was only a short while, and I decided to stop here and wait for them here. And you know what? Actually, they should be somewhere there, on those bends.
Taka droga.
Yep. That road was totally mental, but hey, look at that beautiful view. My bike fits in perfectly here. And look over there. Somewhere there are two lone riders following my steps. But what happens next and what it looks like up the hill, you will find out in the next episode. For now, thanks for watching and see you next time. Cheers!
Już nadchodzi, już się zrywa. Dzika banda, krwawe żniwa.